So let's get into it. So post-August relaunch of your flagship offer, and why is there an opportunity? So we just really want to think about this August versus September. So get into the psychology of that target person. You can all kind of think in your mind your target audience and then think what's just happened. And it happens every year, but actually strangely, even more heightened, I think, this year. So August tends to be the holiday time. God knows when we've been trying to get stone flooring for our new kitchen project from Italy at the moment, the whole of Italy's like closed down. They're like, no, I'm afraid we don't work in August. And actually that European way has filtered very much into the UK. And it's actually, because we work with US clients, starting to make a little bit of headway into the US. And the US is always very stoic of, no, we will only work 2 days off a year, and then the rest of the year we'll flog ourselves half to death. But this kind of vibe is coming back in that actually people are spending a bit more time on their health, their mental health, as well as their physical health. And of course, August becomes a very great time to be able to relax and chill. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm relaxing and chilling, my brain goes into big picture mode and I start to think about life. I start to think about business. I start to think about what my plans are, what my next steps are. Crikey, I take away, God knows how many business books. I'm going to Spain, as I said, and this is my reading list for holiday. It's all business books related. And so we do that. We come up with ideas and thoughts. But of course, we're not ready to take action because we're on holiday, right? So when we come to September, we're like in the starting blocks, like these people in the back, and we're ready to go. And so when people are ready to actually go, that's a perfect time to be able to get them into your launch, particularly if that launch is going to be of a program or a new product or a flagship solution, and to be able to sell to them at that point. So we want you guys to be able to do that. And I want to show you how in 2 weeks from today, you can package up what you do into a flagship and sell that. Right. So we better do that. So first of all, what is your flagship product? So let me go over to my blackboard here. If you are, most of the people on this call will be service sector entrepreneurs. You know, we kind of specialize in coaches, agencies, and helping them to be able to package up. So one of the reasons that my agency did so well is that when I was our marketing agency, I used to sell graphic design. I used to do SEO. We used to do pay-per-click advertising. We used to do website design. We used to do all of this stuff. You know, someone could come in and want some marketing bits, you know, I would sell you some marketing stuff, right? But that was just little old me. And actually my brother then came along and it was just the two of us. But the problem is I would be spending all my time trying to sell this stuff and then do this. And my brother would be trying to help me to do this. And then one day I'll be trying to do a bit of graphic design. Another day I'll be doing this. Another day I'll be doing this. Another day I'll be doing this. Another day. And so I just go 1 inch forward in multiple directions and never really get anywhere. And most of you guys can see that because we didn't just do SEO. We did a bronze, silver, and gold SEO. We didn't just do website design. We did a bronze, silver, and gold website design, right? And we called them different things, but that was basically what it was. It was a cheaper one, a middle one, and an expensive one. So then that's not just website design this direction. It's bronze direction for the website design, and it's silver direction for website design, and it's gold direction. Do you see how the multiplier effect of complexity we put in as small business owners? So we always say you want to get rid of that stuff and you want to just sell one flagship. And that's exactly what we did with our agency Yong. And we packaged up our flagship into not multiple different solutions for different people. We focused it up into the solution for the client we were targeting. It was just one product and we called it our flagship product. In fact, actually, we called it our digital trailblazer product, and it was just one thing. You know, it was the Henry Ford of marketing campaigns. You could have any campaign you wanted as long as it was flagship. It was like Henry Ford used to say, you can have any color you want as long as it was black. And so it's that if they want to work with you, they buy the flagship product, right? And so that becomes so important. So if you can package up your product into the solution for your clients, and then that's the thing you want to launch, then that's going to put you so much further forward. It means you can focus. So we then say go F to F, right? So free to flagship. So you spend loads of time being able to get people into see you and see your thought leadership and see your free. And then when they see you, you say, hey, I've just got one thing that I want you to think about because it's the solution to your pain. And it's called the digital trailblazer product, or it's called, you know, the $1 million sprint, you know, or it's called the XYZ product or service that you'd be offering, right? And so it's the one thing, right? So we then scaled that business to 28 staff, sold it, made a load of money, happy days because of that aha. So I just want you to guys know that it's that aha, right? Okay, so that's the flagship product and the bundling up of that. And obviously there's a whole way of kind of thinking about that. So now what do we do from 2 weeks from today? If we've realized that we're going to sell this flagship, and I always like to put a special pen in, right? So this is the flagship product. We've got a rainbow pen because every good demo should have a rainbow pen, right? So your flagship product is the thing that you want to sell. I don't know why, but it's a magical stardusty pen. I like it. Right, so we want to sell this flagship product 2 weeks from today. So how are we going to do it? Well, the only way I feel in this thought leadership based role, when you are putting together a service for another client, you know, slightly different when it's e-commerce, etc., but that's not my specialty, and that tends to not be everybody on this call. Most people on this call are providing a service. That means that you're going to need to do a pitch, right? And you need to be able to actually sell to someone. And so when you've got these anomalous people that you may never have seen, or some of them are warm on your database, etc., you want to find these target audience, and you've got to find some way of getting them to the pitch and for them to then go and buy the flagship. And the best way to do that is to actually put what we call is a bit of a launch event in just before. So we call it this launch event, and this launch event isn't about your flagship. It's about the pain that your flagship solves. That's the most important thing. So for example, if you are if you're a business coach and you're on this call and you're a business coach, there tends to be some business coaches on here, and you help people to be able to optimize their teams, right? To be able to get teams. So you do team coaching for sales organizations, right? So the pain that someone might have is that my team isn't in unison. We're all not in the office anymore. We're remote working. We're right? So if you then go out to your audience and say, hey, I'm running an event on how to make your remote sales team sell more, in 7 steps, or something like that, right? So that's the event. It's not about buy my stuff. It's about, hey, here's some value that I can give to you, and I'm going to do this event. And you put that event in 2 weeks from today, right? So that's going to be your launch event. So from there, you're going to do an email sequence to your database and also other types of way of outreaching to them, right? So we want to get people along to the event. You do the event. I'm going to come into how we get more people onto the event in a second. But once you do the event, you do a follow-up sequence and invite them into your pitch. And then from the pitch, you sell the flagships, classic sales mode. But once you get people to the event, you not only are sending the actual thanks for attending the event, would you like to come to the pitch at the event, but also the people that register but missed the event, you send them the recording and then follow them up and get them to the pitch. So you want to get as many people to register, you get some people to attend, but you still really go after the other people that are registered because you can give them a recording. So that's kind of the process post-event. Pre-event, you want to be working on a number of emails going forward. So you want to be doing launching and reminding. If you do a launch 10 days from now and say, hey, we're launching this event, here's some tips about actually, getting your remote sales team looking awesome. And then 1 week before, you do another email to say, hey, here's another couple of tips on how your sales team be awesome. See more tips at our event. We'd love to see you there. Then you do one day before and say, reminder, tomorrow we're going to be covering this, this, and this, and you really can't miss out on this. And then you do 1 hour, and then 5 minutes as well. That's the sequence. It's actually 5 emails in the sequence, and that will get you a real, for the people you have on your database, that would get you great momentum in terms of a launch sequence. So that's great if you've got a database, and most people can cobble together a few hundred people, and you might have a MailChimp or Active Campaign. Maybe you've got more people on it, but that's the sequence. I'm going to show you that in a bit more detail. So I know I'm going fast on this game, but we've got a lot to cover. But then the bits that I showed you before, The events that we did here, Facebook lead generation ads, LinkedIn organic outreach, those type of systems that I presented in the marketing roundtable the last 3 weeks, we actually call it the trilogy, because there's also a Facebook organic lead generation as well. Those campaigns is what will start to feed the funnel ahead. So Facebook organic outreach, you're finding people in groups, and then once you find people in groups, you're friend requesting them, you're DMing them, and you're driving them into the event. You have LinkedIn outreach. You're going out and you're doing searches on LinkedIn. You're then interacting with people. You're commenting on their stuff. Then you're starting a messaging conversation. You're driving them into the event. And then lead ads on Facebook. You just run a lead ad into event registrations. Bam. And that can all be done really simply in 2 weeks. In fact, what I'll do for our newbies on here, because I know there is some newbies on here, I'm going to post those 3 links into the chat. I know Flora was saying that she's going to check it out, but this is the Facebook organic event for you guys. So just copy and paste these into like a Word document or something just to keep them safe. And this is the Facebook lead ad demo. And all of these, by the way, guys, have swipe files. Look at this, download, you know, who do you want to work with? Download the exact lead ad templates that we offer in there. This is all free for you guys. I just want to make sure that you get your launches absolutely supersonic. And this is the LinkedIn lead generation system here as well. It's all going into the chat now. Ain't I good? Ain't I good for you guys? Okay, so it's Wednesday. I'm feeling fruity. I'm on holiday next week. I told you that. Okay, so so these type of campaigns roll into the event. You blow people's mind with free content on the event, but it's not like a classic webinar. You know, we go to a webinar and you spend a third of the time hearing about the person's story, a third of the time actually getting some value, and a third of the time someone's selling to you, or it's more like half the time. It's not that. Give them value, 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 value at the event, and then open the door at the end to say, hey, if you want to see how this stuff applies to actually you one-to-one, then book a sales conversation with me, and then just move people into it, right? Move people into it. Okay, so that's the campaign. Let me just show you a couple of little stats. Let me, I tell you what, let's go to the stats. Let's do that. So kind of a launch event guide in terms of what you should be expecting when you put together these launch events is that, you know, 36% of registrations. And by the way, this source is the exact figures are taken from social media today because they've done a massive survey. But the reason why I've talked to MDS is that what we're seeing actually is that this is actually what we're seeing as well. So this is why I really was resonated with these stats. And they're not just stats that you just pluck out and go on, they'll be good for the presentation. Actually, they do come true for us. So 36% of registrants register more than 1 week prior to the event, right? So that means you want to hit people up within that sort of 10 days before. That's why I'm saying 2 weeks from now, right? Sending an email within 1 day of the event can increase registration by up to 37%. Massive, right? And actually, we see that email that you send 5 minutes before, that's the best one for increasing registrations, right? So that's why we get people to hit it up on 1 day, on 1 hour, and on 5 minutes, because that really bumps up the amount of people register. Average attendance rate is 42%, right? So that's 58% of people that don't. That's why that replay follow-up sequence is so vital that I just demoed. 25% of registrants view the archived on demand. So that 58% of people that don't attend, right? So half of those, because obviously it's 25% of the whole registrants, right? And there was 58% that didn't go. So half of those people will actually watch the on demand. And so that's where you get that last kind of few more people that will come and book your sales meetings for you. And remember, people are busy, so we understand that. So that's where you want to hit them up with the replay, right? That's why, gang, if you actually look at some of the replays that I'm sending to you, I mean, you can see how transparent that we like to be to show. Am I still sharing? Did I unshare? I unshared, didn't I? Way order. Richard Cross snuck into the room. Good to see you, Rich. So the email here, you can see here, is a full-on replay. And the point is that is not just done because it's a great thing for people to watch in the reminder and get hold of the swipe files, but it also means that's what goes out to non-registrants. So it becomes what we call a VSL, a video sales letter. So it's a replay of your recording, but it's not got the Q&A stuff at the end. It's just 18 minutes. So it's a mini webinar of just value, 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 value. And so again, that's a really nice template. And of course, at the end, you always say, hey, do you want to have a free strategy session with someone? And so people will then go, oh yeah, actually, that would be cool. I'll have a strategy session with that person because I really resonated what was on there. So that's where you can see that process in action, okay? Right, so let me head, where was I? I was at the presentation, wasn't I? Let me head back to that. And okay, so also let's think about the follow-up. So once you send out, oh, hang on, let's go previous because I skipped over one to go to those stats. Previous. So this was the sequence, just as a reminder. I'll be sending this out as slides, etc., but you might want to take a little screenshot of it. So launch 10 days before the event with an email. It's an email launch, right? Then a reminder email. This time next week, we will be talking about X, Y, and Z, you know, talking about how to solve their pain. Bam. Then one the day before, reminder. And both of these are social media posts as well as emails that go out. Then one an hour before, and then 5 minutes starting now. And that becomes the launch sequence for your first, you know, event, your first launch event. And that's the run up to it. And it will really, really help those registrations. Okay, we still seeing the screen? Still seeing the screen? It's all okay? Yeah, good stuff. Okay, so post event follow-up, 2 emails to registrants. So that's an email straight after saying, hey, here's the content, you know, grab a bit. And then the second email is oh, did you get the thing? Here it is again, just as a reminder, right? So it's like, here's the replay. Thanks for attending. Here's the replay. Would you like to have a sales meeting or whatever it is? And then a couple of days later, oh, just in case you got lost in cyberspace, here's the email again with the replay. And by the way, we'd love to have a chat with you about how we can help you, right? So you send those type of emails to both the people that came and the people that registered that didn't come. Sorry, I said non-registrants here. That's not right. It's registrants, but non-attending registrants. Oh, hang on, let's go back, previous. So that needs an edit, right? So it's not non-registrants, it's people that registered that didn't attend, right? So apologies for that. Now remember, every single person who booked, you want to be able to give a feedback call. When I call it non-disco bookers, i.e. people didn't book your discovery call or your strategy session or your sales pitch or whatever it is, right? So you phone them up and you ask them for feedback. Hey, how'd you get on with it? What do you think of the event? Was it good? Did you enjoy it? What was good? Okay, it was good. Right, okay. You know, Richard's asked me to give you a ring to, you know, book in with him to have a one-to-one or whatever. Or you could say, oh, you know, if you were phoning yourself, oh, you know, I'd love to have a further conversation. I've got a call in like 2 minutes, so can't quickly do it now, but should we book in a 45-minute, you know, strategy session on how this applies to you? So you can see how you want to phone them for feedback and then book a longer call, even if it's you doing it, right? So that's kind of how that piece works. And then finally, you want to do who wants the replay and swipe file social media posts, right? So this goes out to everybody and they look like this, right? This is the last slide, guys, and then we'll be going back. So you can see here that here's kind of a couple of things that we put out. So it goes, who wants the replay plus swipe file of how to create demand for your time? And then people will come in here and say, you've got 12 comments, people saying, yes, send it over. Yes, please. Yes, please. And then you're going back. So the point is you can do text versions, and that's getting extra people that didn't register, but then they're like, oh, actually, yeah, I would like that swipe file. So again, you're getting more juice from the squeeze, if you like, from that launch event. And so a nice short text version with colored background, that's kind of like a Facebooky type thing. You can do that on LinkedIn as well. And then always reply to everybody saying it's sent, because that will obviously bump up the engagement. people will not just say yes, that's like 3 comments for the price of 1, but it also is kind of nice customer service as well. And the other piece is that if you use a video, it could be a nice way to explain the replay. So you can see here, oh, who would like the replay on how to triple your income and just work 4 hours a day, plus the Google Sheet template. And then there's me talking and having a bit of fun on my tractor there and chatting away, which means that because it was quite funny, I got people saying this is funny. And then the banter, the bants in the discussion chat also then spikes the amount of comments. And then these posts are going viral, and they're just posts about asking for the replay of your event, which means more people see it who didn't see your emails or your post in the first place, and more people ask for it. You get me? You feel me? Okay, right. So final point to make. So once you've done this once, gang, 2-week launch into it, then make it a habit. And it doesn't have to be a 2-week launch habit. If you just make these things weekly, and we talk about this within our program, you need to have a weekly moment, a weekly crescendo, an event that you're running each week that you're launching, giving value, supplying swipe files, etc., showing people showing people the cut of your jib, i.e., the sound of your voice, what your expertise are. If you can pull that off each week, you'll have new people who are entering your ecosystem for the first time, thinking, oh, actually, this person's all right. And then you have people that have been in your ecosystem for a short time going, actually, this is really, I need to go and have a one-to-one because I really kind of like what Rich is talking about. And you'll have people that then who are just at the process of being able to buy, going, actually, yes, this is the right decision for me. And then bam, they buy and they're into your service, be it a done for you marketing service or an HR consultancy service or a business coach, whatever your service is, they then buy you because it's like a try before you buy. It's that free, blow their minds with free, sell them the solution, Flagship, free to Flagship. Because you're only selling one product, you're only delivering, so your time is able to put more into your free. And so therefore the whole thing works symbiotic and you scale to 1 million and beyond. Bada bing. Right, I'll shut up. I'll stop sharing. I'll throw back into the room.